Yesterday, May 1st, the Supreme Court held a conference where they were going to be looking at up to 10 Second Amendment related court cases and deciding what they were going to either hear or not hear. Many people have been asking me since I made that video talking about that, when we think it's going to happen, and I'll give you that information in a second, and also what I would want to happen. So I'm just going to kind of first get it right out of the way. I'm not entirely sure when we are actually going to know more. It seems like it could either be Monday or Thursday of this coming week. We don't know if it's going to be Monday that they announce what they're hearing or not hearing, or if it's going to be Thursday. It seems like it's kind of up in the air. Either way, we'll either know if they chose to pick up or not pick up any of the Supreme Court cases. And that's good news because we should know more. I think everyone is hoping to hear some sort of assault weapon ban case and maybe some sort of concealed carry. Now, if I had to, I threw up a poll on my community tab the other day, and I asked people choose which one of the three they would want to be heard the most. And now, being a California gun channel, I made sure to include the options of the assault weapon ban, the concealed carry May issue bans, and the Pena versus Haran micro-stamping / safe handgun roster, which is a de facto ban on most handguns in the state of California. And I told people to choose which one they would want to see the most. And me personally, if I had to rank them, I would rank them shall issue CCW, assault weapon bans going away, and then the handgun roster. And now that's probably going to be kind of shocking because I'm a California gun channel and the handgun roster is probably the bane of our existence, and I'm aware of that. However, when we look at what people actually voted for, it appears as if 60% of the people said that they wanted the assault weapon ban to be heard, 24% said shall issue CCW, and then 17% the handgun roster, which is a little bit surprising to me. I expected more Californians to just immediately go for the handgun roster because that's a very specific to us issue. However, my opinion of what I think is the most important, if we could only choose one, and yes, I know, shall not be infringed, all these gun laws are infringement, this is all ridiculous, why should we even be having this conversation? But this is just a little bit of a thought-provoking content that I want to kind of have this conversation with you guys. If I had to choose what I think would be the most influential, what would be the most beneficial for the Supreme Court to hear, in my mind, I would choose shall issue CCWs, or the issue of may issue CCWs being a de facto non-issue due to the requirements that they put in place, due to the restrictions, and due to the heightened good cause or good reason that you have to provide. And I think that if we look at what is the most beneficial, we can already own guns. There's guns we can own. Yes, the handgun roster sucks because it limits it. Yes, the assault weapon ban prevents us from owning certain types of firearms, but there are workarounds. There's no real workaround for CCW because in many states and in many counties in California, you straight up cannot get a CCW. While it is true that most people in California live in an area where it's possible to get a CCW fairly easy or relatively easy, if you're one of the 30% of the entire population in California that lives in LA County, San Francisco County, Marin County, Santa Clara County, any of the non-issue counties, you're basically screwed. There is no way to conceal carry. And I think that having the ability to carry your gun outside of the home would be much better in my mind than being able to own a regular pistol grip on my AR-15. Obviously, I want them both. Obviously, I want all of the gun laws to go away. But I'm just having a conversation with you of how I would rank them. So for me, shall issue CCW, assault weapon ban, and then I would put the handgun roster. And that's probably definitely going to piss some people off. By the way, in case those of you are wondering, today's wacky mic holder is a Wheeler fat wrench. This is a torque wrench that allows you to tighten down your scope rings to the proper specs by just dialing it in. Boom. You get the proper spec, making sure that you're never going to over-tighten, you're never going to strip your threads on anything. You are always going to make sure that your scopes, your bases, your rings are properly tightened. And this is something that I've been not buying for a long time, but as I've been doing my own gunsmithing work and my own work on my own guns more often lately, I thought that this was a good investment, and it's only $35 on Amazon, so definitely worth it in my mind. To reiterate, we believe either Monday or Thursday of this coming week, either the 4th or the 7th, we could be hearing whether or not the Supreme Court has chosen to take some cases. I'm going to leave a link down to a CalGuns forum thread that has some good conversation in there. It seems like some people are still concerned because the reason that the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association case was taken at the time, it seems like people are concerned that that was the best case they had and that they thought all these other ones that have been waiting and been on hold weren't as good. So it seems like people aren't quite as hopeful as I think many of us are. Many people are trying to stay optimistic, but it might not be as great as we want it, and that's unfortunate. And we'll figure out what we got to do if that happens when it comes to it. Right now, people are saying that if Trump gets elected, that would be good. And obviously that would be good. But if Trump doesn't get elected, that would be bad because that would allow Supreme Court justices that are anti-gun, that are appointed by Joe Biden to get in. And then we have this situation of if you don't think Trump's going to be elected, you probably don't want them to hear gun cases. Or if you think Trump is not going to be elected, you would probably want them to hear the gun cases immediately. If you think Trump is going to be elected, it might be a good idea to have these cases be later on when we get maybe a new Supreme Court justice in there, because at the end of the day, pretty much everyone on the court is old, and at some point people are going to either retire or pass away because it is a life appointment. They can stay as long as they want. It seems like this could be big if Trump gets reelected. I'm not a big fan of Trump for many reasons. Bump stock suppressors, red flag laws, just to name a few. However, when it comes to gun rights, having a Republican in office is probably better than having a Democrat in office. I'm not saying that any of them actually give a shit about your Second Amendment rights. They don't. Every politician wants to control you. The Republicans just kind of play along and do a little song and dance to kind of get you, to appease you and to make you think that they're pro-gun, but they're really not for the most part. But this truly is an interesting time that we're living in right now, and we'll see kind of how this goes. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below. If you want to have a conversation, drop a comment down below. I appreciate all the support that the channel's been getting. The Patreon rewards should be going up this weekend. I'm probably going to film them today and tomorrow, and then hopefully within this first week of the month, I'll have those out. If you have any questions, like always, let's have a conversation. And as always, have fun, be safe, stay dangerous, peace!